Welcome to the leading podcast for long-term weight management. Subscribe to the podcast so that you don't miss an episode. You can connect with Jenny on all social media channels. You can also sign up to the newsletter to receive frequent content and tips for weight loss success.
Hey guys, welcome to the Power Over Food podcast. I am your host, Jenny McDonald, the Food Freedom Fairy. And I'm back from a little bit of a break from the podcast, or quite a long break it probably feels. A few people have said to me, where's the podcast gone? So I'm back, and apologies for the break, but I have been focusing at the end of last year on the book, getting the book published and out there, the promotion, and recording the audio book, which if you're anything like me, I love an audio book. I'm not a big reader. I love a book, but I find that I get through the whole book when it is on audio. So watch this space. It is currently being edited. So I thought I would start this podcast with a little bit of an update of what's been happening in my world. And then I'm going to get down to business with talking about something that is really, really important when you're changing your relationship with food, yet it is often overlooked. And that is your identity. So we'll come back to that in a moment. But what's been happening in my world? Well, in October, my book launched. I think it was the 11th of October. Had a great launch party on the 5th of November at Compton Verney. Around 50 ladies attended, had some incredible guest speakers, including Holly Matthews. You may know her from the Happy Me Project, Sarah Gray, who's a personal stylist. We had Sarah Southgate, naturopath, works with ladies going through menopause or in perimenopause. And also Catherine Lloyd, who is a nanny and personal organiser. So we had a great event. I also won an award. Well, I didn't win 2 awards, but I was highly commended for the National Facilitators Award. I went to a wonderful day and evening event in York. And then I won a Solopreneur Award with Woman Who. Now, if you're not in Sandra Garlick's community, get in her community. If you are a woman in business, you need to be in Sandra Garlick's community. And she's actually currently promoting the next awards, which I think are, I want to say in May. I apologise if I'm wrong, but they are taking nominations at the moment for women in business. So if you are a woman in business, head over, find Sandra Garlick, Woman Who, and I won one of those awards, and it's really given me lots and lots of visibility. But what I was going to say was, it was an absolute honour to win this award, and win this award against so many other incredible women in business. But I'd also done a huge amount of energy alignment work before the awards came round. So every single day I was working on my identity of being an award winner. The same as I did with my book, I worked on my identity of being a best-selling author. Honestly, guys, energy alignment really, really does work. And if you have not delved into the energy alignment podcast that I've recorded, or you've not attended one of my energy alignment masterclasses, I encourage you to just come with an open mind, because this stuff really, really does work. So that's a little bit of an update of what's been happening for me. And in terms of what does 2024 entail for me and for the Food Freedom Fairy? Well, next week starts 21 days of food freedom. This is a 21-day program, obviously, where I am going to be helping a group of women really dive into their relationship with food. We're going to be talking about creating your own food framework, balancing your energy levels with food. We're also going to be delving into emotional eating and making sure that we have the tools we need to really change our relationship with food once and for all, to find food freedom and to lose weight with ease. And we're going to be doing some energy alignment on that as well. So if you want to join us for 21 days of food freedom and you are listening before the 22nd of January, then come and sign up, come and join us. It's going to be a lot of fun and a lot of deep work that's really going to be quite life-changing. So that's what's coming up first. And then my aim for this year, I'm really, really keen to start some sort of membership program. And this would be a program that is accessible to everybody. So it's going to be a little bit like a gym membership where people can just have sessions with me, group coaching sessions, and they have a membership that is ongoing for as long as they need that support, and some basic fundamentals included in that membership. Because to me, there are some key nuggets, if you like. I'm not sure what other word I can use for that. And I'm now thinking of chicken nuggets instead of golden nuggets. But there's some key nuggets that I think are real game changers for people when they use. Yet we are just not taught about these things. Just simple things like getting off the blood sugar roller coaster, like balancing your energy level, and like reconnecting with yourself and food, and really diving into the reasons behind why you might currently use food. So we're going to be doing all of that, getting rid of the, unhelpful beliefs that we hold around food and so on. So actually, if the membership program sounds like something that you may be interested in, drop me a message, hello@foodfreedomfairy.com, and I will pop you on the list so you can be the first to know about that membership program. Anyway, the other thing I must let you know about is the Facebook group. I've reignited the Facebook group. We're going to be, really ramping up in there this year, making sure it's a really supportive community full of lots of helpful information and tips to support you on your journey with food freedom. And obviously that is completely free. So if you're not currently in my Facebook group, come and join me. I'll pop my link below so that you can access all of the things that I'm talking about and come and join us over there. Anyway, let's move on. Today's topic is all about your identity. And as I said before, it really is crucial that we get a hold of changing our identity. And it's something that we don't see talked about in mainstream dieting because it's just overlooked. So what is your identity? Well, the identity that you currently hold is a combination of your beliefs, your habits, your thinking patterns, and all of that shapes who you are and the way you see the world. And your identity around food will be whether you eat unconsciously, whether you eat fast, how you talk about yourself around food. Then you've also got your identity around your self-worth. So whether you feel that you're good enough, whether you value yourself, you put yourself first, you make time for you. And I really invite you to think about this, your current identity around food and your worth and so on. Do you currently have the identity of somebody who will always struggle with food? Have you told yourself you will be on a diet your whole life? Is that your current identity? And actually, how do you describe yourself to other people? Because I've noticed when I meet people for the first time and I say, yes, I'm Jenny, I'm also known as the Food Freedom Fairy, blah, blah, blah. They say to me, oh gosh, I know what it is with me. My problem is, and then it is followed by something like, I'm too greedy, or I eat the same as my partner, or I'm just addicted to sugar. And it's almost like, well, that is who I am. And this is the story we get stuck in. We tell ourselves that this is how it is. So changing your identity is really about changing your story, because if you lose weight on any diet, but you still have the identity of somebody who will always struggle with food, of somebody who is greedy or addicted to sugar, you are always going to have that identity unless you work on changing it. So as soon as you stop that diet, all of those addictions around sugar, all of the things you've told yourself you're going to struggle with will come flooding back. Now, I always talk to my clients about their 2.0 version. So I want you to think, and feel free to grab a pen and paper, but I want you to think about your 2.0 version and what she currently tells herself about food. What is her current identity when it comes to her self-worth? How would she describe herself to other people? Would she say, oh, wow, You're the food freedom fairy. That's really interesting because I have currently changed my relationship with food. And I used to be XYZ, but now I have a really healthy relationship with food. Now I know how to nourish my body. And what would her behaviours be? What would her behaviour be at 7, 8 o'clock at night when she was sitting watching a movie? Would her behaviour be to go to the kitchen cupboard and grab some biscuits? Would she drink wine 3, 4 times a week? I'm guessing your 2.0 version doesn't spend hours researching the fastest way to lose weight before a holiday or before Christmas. I am pretty sure your 2.0 version doesn't have to eat everything in the cupboard after Christmas before she starts being good again. She definitely doesn't have cheat days. I imagine she really looks after herself. She really nourishes her body and she chooses foods that serve her. Some other thoughts. Does she eat in front of the TV? Or does she eat really consciously? Does she eat in her car? Is she always prepared? And how does your 2.0 version operate under stress? Does that affect her eating? Or has she got strategies in place to not only manage her thoughts and emotions when she is faced with challenging times in her life, but also does she have strategies in place when she is tempted to turn to food? Because let's face it, this journey isn't about never having that pull to food, never having those feelings where we want to overeat. It is about managing them in a way that works for us. And a really simple exercise to just start working on this is to grab a notebook and write down a list, put a heading or do 2 columns if you like, current identity, 2.0 identity, and write down all of the things you currently do around food, the way you behave, the way you talk about yourself, all of those negative self-talk. And then on the other side, think, well, if that's where I am now, if my 1.0 version, if you like, if the version of me now says I'm greedy, how would my 2.0 version talk about myself? Maybe she says, I eat to nourish my body. And you just start creating this version of you that is in the not so distant future, and you start behaving like her. And if you behave like her for long enough, you will merge into her, if you like, and you will suddenly find in a few months' time that actually I am Jenny 2.0, Sarah 2.0, whoever's listening. I am my 2.0 version and I am at peace with food. Okay, so I would love to hear your takeaways from this if this has resonated with you. I know it's a short one. I'm about to go live on Facebook, so keeping it short and sweet. And as I say, if you want to join me for 21 days to food freedom, or if you are interested in some sort of membership program, drop me a message. I would love to hear from you, and I will speak to you guys soon. Wishing you a brilliant rest of January and a great week ahead, and take care.